So twice a year, Ulta has their 21 days of beauty sale. And during the sale, they usually have multiple products a day that are discounted at 50% off, which I think we can all agree is a pretty good deal. It's probably the best one that we see nowadays. So while you can't beat it, do you really need it? Seeing a product on such a heavy discount, I know is super, super tempting. So I'm gonna be helping you guys out today and break it down to see what's actually worth considering. I don't know why I've never done a dedicated 21 days of beauty recommendations video, but I decided it's about time that we did one. So for this video, I'm gonna be covering all of the products that I would consider are worth purchasing. Whether that means I think they're worth it at their discounted price, whether they're products that I would consider purchasing or repurchasing myself, or if I overall think the product is great and worth adding to your collection, we're gonna be covering all of it. I do wanna remind you guys that usually each one of these deals only lasts for one day. So what I like to do is add products to my favorites list online, and sometimes I'll set calendar reminders if I'm really eager to get them. And that's how I like to organize it. I also want to give the disclaimer that I'm not encouraging you to buy all of these products or really any of these products. I want this video to serve as a resource if you're either already considering shopping the sale, or maybe you've already had your eye on some of these and you just kind of want information from someone that has used them. And by no means do you absolutely need any of these to survive, but I thought that I would help you weed out the things that might not work for you just by sharing my experiences based on my preferences. Now, there are actually a lot of products included in the actual sale that I've personally tested out and have had in my collection, but I didn't want to add just anything in here just to have them in here. So truly, these are the things that I would recommend to a friend if we were at Ulta shopping together. So I'm not sure if Ulta has done this in the past, but this time around, they're doing weekly beauty steals on top of their daily steals. They have a list of products that'll be on sale for the duration of 1 week for 3 weeks that the sale is running. And I actually think a lot of these products are really, really good. Starting with March 7th through 13th, we have the bareMinerals Gen Nude Blonzers on sale. The blonzer in the shade of Kiss of Copper is one that I've had in my collection for a few years now, and it is one of those shades that I just keep going back to. Firstly, the formulation of these I think are similar to baked blushes in the sense that it gives you almost this airbrush look to the skin because it has fine pearl pigments to it that add to the sheen effect on the cheeks. These are very pigmented, so a little bit of this goes a really long way, and the shade Kiss of Copper is really the perfect peachy, slightly warm copper tone that lends itself to being a warm blush that can stand alone on the cheeks without any additional bronzer, since it does have that warmth to it. Every time I wear it, I just feel like it warms up my entire complexion, but also at the same time, it brightens it. It's so beautiful and easy to pair with really any look, and it'll be discounted 50% off, so it'll be $14.50, which is a great price for the quality that you get. During the same week, we also have the First Aid Beauty KP Bump Eraser AHA Scrub in Fresh Peach. Now, I haven't used the Fresh Peach scent, but I have been using the KP Bump Eraser formula for a while now, and I can say that it truly does help with KP. So personally for me, I started developing KP or keratosis pilaris in the last year or so, and I have had a travel size freebie of this, so I decided to try it out, and it has a very rough but also fine texture to it. It's super similar to like wet sand. It can feel very abrasive at times, but I found with gentle circular motions, the scrub itself is incredibly effective. It removes any lingering dead skin and clears up any clogged pores on my arms, and they feel super soft without being irritated afterwards. I think if you are in the market for a product like this, it's definitely worth getting, especially at 50% off, which would make it $15. This is actually a first-time steal in their 21 day of beauty event, so that means times we haven't seen this product in the 21 Days of Beauty deals until now. So I myself am interested in the strawberry scent, but if I were low on the product, I probably wouldn't hesitate to get this one on the discount. And I've also heard people say that they really enjoy the peach scent. Okay, the following week, there's one deal that I think is pretty interesting. So March 14th to the 20th, it's the Sacheu Lip Stain Bundle. And I honestly went back and forth on recommending this one, specifically because it is a bundle and not individual products. So I think that this deal will definitely cater to those who haven't tried the product yet and want to, or if the shades included in the bundles are ones that you've had your eyes on. This is that peel off lip stain that went super viral, I believe 2 years ago. Essentially, you paint this onto your lips and then you leave it on anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes. For me, I typically will leave it on as I do the rest of my makeup, and then you peel it off and you're left with this subtle or not so subtle stain that's supposed to mimic lip liner. Now, that was the intention of this product. However, thanks to TikTok, a lot of people started using it all over, like an all over lip stain, and they were covering their entire lips and then having that stain last for hours. And I think that's where this product really blew up, but there's definitely a learning curve. I do think it's great for anybody looking for a lip product that's gonna last on your lips for hours, like hours. You definitely have to kind of play around with different application techniques and how long you leave it on as well, but overall, it gives a great staining effect. And I think for $15 for 3 different colors, I mean, you can't really beat that. So the last week of this sale, which is March 21st through the 27th, I think personally is the best selection of the weekly beauty steals. So starting strong with the Urban Decay Face Bond Foundation. I have an entire wear test video of this foundation that I can link down below for you guys. But this foundation truly is a standout complexion product from last year's launches. So this one has a buildable medium coverage that's easy to blend, but it sets down very well by itself. It claims to be self-setting, but as an oily girl, I find that I still have to powder, but that's like really the case with any foundation that I wear. But overall, it is one of the more mattifying foundations that I own that I would consider still looks really natural and really beautiful on the skin even after an entire day of wear. I actually really enjoy the shade range that they came out with, even though it does tend to run a bit warmer than the photos online. I'm still able to find a good shade match, and it's one of those foundations that is easy to reach for because it works with almost every other complexion product that I own. At the original price of $40, I get why some people were hesitant to try it out. However, it'll be $20, and in my opinion, definitely one you shouldn't miss out on. The IT Cosmetics Glow with Confidence Sun Cream Blushes. These will be 50% off for the week, and you guys, I can confidently say that these cream blushes are so slept on. Truly, these are some of my favorite cream blushes on the market. They have a super thin texture that isn't overly creamy, and when you apply it on your cheeks, they feel thin and have like a slight cooling sensation, which is unexpected but still feels nice. The best thing about these is how pigmented they are though. Even though they have that really thin texture, they are so pigmented but blend really easily. They don't dry down too quickly either, which I think helps with the blendability. And although they only have 5 shades, each one is incredibly beautiful. I have the shades Sun Warmth and Sun Blossom, and both just melt into the skin in like the most natural way. I truly feel like these could work for any skin type, since you can really customize like how much you use, since you'll get great payoff, like color payoff regardless. They're just amazing, and if you pick anything up, I highly recommend these. And another IT Cosmetics product that is slept on and will also be 50% off this week are these Confidence in a Serum lip glosses. So this comes in 3 shades and they'll be $13 on sale. These are a sheer high shine gloss that just cover the lips in shine. When I put these on, I get that kind of high shine almost drippy look, and I think these won't be for everyone because of that, but I personally think they're beautiful. I can't say that I've noticed if these leave my lips plumper, more hydrated, but they do feel comfortable while wearing them on the lips. I like to wear these alone, like without any other lip products, because I think they're great standalone products. They're super easy to throw on if you're like running out the door, and they glide on like a thick serum. They're not sticky at all, and they have a bit of slip to them, which I really enjoy. Really just a solid gloss option, and I think they're definitely one to try out. Okay, so now we're getting into the daily deals. Again, these deals only last for 24 hours, so definitely if you're interested, make sure to set a reminder for these. On Saturday, March 8th, we have the Fenty Gloss Bomb Heat Glosses going on sale, specifically the heat formulation, which is gonna be their plumping glosses. So this does have a bit of a spicy tingle to them, but in comparison to a lot of other lip plumpers on the market, this one is one that I can wear without it bothering me, and I think a lot of that has to do with how much I love this shade. If you're looking for shade recommendations specifically, I 100% think that hot chocolate is the way to go. It is this beautiful sheer rich cream brown that pools slightly cool, but because of the sheer wash, it doesn't wash me out. I love wearing this shade by itself with a lip liner to top another lip color. It is very versatile because of that sheer wash, and I can pretty much wear this year round. I also love Lemon Lava because it has this like gold shimmer in it that just adds a little bit of warmth and a little something to the lips with that gold shimmer. So the next day on March 9th, we have my holy grail COSRX Snail Mucin Essence on sale, and this is probably the longest standing skincare product in my skincare routine. I absolutely love this essence for the hydrating properties and for the way it like plumps up my skin. It has that famously sticky or slimy texture that we've seen come onto the market more in the last few years, but there's something about this one that the others just like can't beat for me. I like using this directly after my toner right before my serums because I feel like it locks in the moisture and it really allows my other products to absorb into the skin. This has been a true game changer for me and the health and radiance of my skin, and I recommend this to everybody. And I know that Costco started selling these in bundles, which is where I bought my most recent restock. But honestly, if you are someone that doesn't need multiple bottles on hand like I do, or also maybe if you just want to try it out for the first time, I think that this discounted 50% off of $12.50 is so worth it. Next is the Bumble and Bumble Thickening Spray, specifically the light version. Both versions are on sale. I used to use the original version for years, but since they launched the light version, I do enjoy that one a bit more because I have a lot of hair and I find this one feels slightly lighter in the hair. This product smells really great. It's not offensive, and as far as the texture of the spray goes, it doesn't leave your hair feeling extra crunchy and like you put a ton of product in it. I am a firm believer in hairstyling products if you want your hairstyles to last throughout the day, and this one has been a tried and true for me. It does have a slight grit that texture sprays need in order to maintain that piecey texture look, and I never feel like it's too much in the hair. It also adds some volume, and I've never had an issue with the nozzle. I know that that is a big qualm for a lot of people when it comes to hairsprays or like texture sprays and stuff. I'm actually almost out of my current bottle, so this is one that I personally will be restocking on. March 15th, It Cosmetics CC Cream Original will be 50% off, and this again is another first time deal that we're seeing in the 21 Days of Beauty. Now, this is a complexion product that I think is, for the most part, universally easy to recommend. So this was the foundation that I pointed people to when I worked at Ulta and they were looking for like a natural, no fuss type of foundation. The It Cosmetics CC Cream, I think, has a way of looking super natural on the skin depending on how much you use. I'd say this one is a high medium to full coverage complexion product, but but it still feels moisturizing on the skin and you're still able to set it down if you're oily like I am. It does have those skincare benefits, but you guys know when it comes to skincare and makeup, I kind of glaze over it because I depend on my actual skincare for all of that. But this does have SPF 50 and also no flashback, and I enjoy the packaging of this a lot since it's kind of like this plastic tube that has a pump. So ideally you're able to pump everything out and it's very easy to travel with. I feel like they're constantly changing the formulas for all of their CC creams, but I believe that I have the most recent up-to-date one and I do still think it's a great formulation. And again, this is another product that's quite pricey, full price, but at $23.50, I think it is such a good steal. Next is a skincare recommendation. So Thursday, March 20th, the DHC oil cleanser will be $15. And this is an oil cleanser that I feel like is perfect for those that are wanting to try out an oil cleanser that's pretty no fuss. I also feel like this one is great for anyone that doesn't like a thick oil cleanser or one that leaves any type of residue. So this is a Japanese oil cleanser meant to be used as your first cleanse. So you use this on dry skin to break down any makeup or sunscreen or dirt and grime. And I find it really works to break down makeup and sunscreen for me. And then once you add water to it and then you rub it into the skin, it emulsifies into a slightly oily, milky texture that washes off completely. This was one of the first oil cleansers that I really enjoyed because it didn't leave any residue. It's just overall a very solid oil cleanser and it's non-irritating and again, no fuss. Next up on Friday, March 21st, we have the Laura Mercier primers. Now, I was sent all three of these a while back and I was able to test all of them out, and my personal favorite is actually the hydrating one. I feel like this one is very reminiscent to just a regular hydrating moisturizer. And even though I have oily skin, I don't feel like this is overly hydrating to the point where my makeup is like slipping and sliding on top of it. I like going in with a hydrating moisturizer or primer before my makeup because I feel like it blends better and smooths better since I do set down with powders. I also find that hydrating moisturizers can kind of counteract any drying feeling from a powder. This is a solid one, and honestly, I think that these are overpriced at $46, but at $23, I think it's worth picking up and trying if you're looking for a hydrating primer that's gonna help your makeup go on smoother. Okay, so this one we all know, the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray in a travel size will be on sale March 22nd. And honestly, this one is also one I would consider to be overpriced. You're paying $23 for a 1 ounce bottle of setting spray, and honestly, I think with the discount, this is worth picking up because again, it's a solid setting spray that works well with a lot of skin types. I love using this one when I find I over powdered and I need to add like a little bit of hydration back into the skin, but I also want to start setting my makeup down. I think that this truly is one of the better setting sprays on the market, and I know a lot of people swear by this one as well. So I like taking this one with me when I travel, and personally, I've just refilled my bottle. So if anything, I think this is worth getting for one, the product, because it actually is a really good product, and two, the bottle, so you can just refill it. I know you can get any spray bottle, but the benefit of this is that you're getting the setting spray as well as the bottle, you know? So another IT Cosmetics recommendation here. On Monday, March 24th, the Confidence in a Cream moisturizer will be half off, and this one is online only. So this is, by all intents and purposes, very much a cult favorite moisturizer for a lot of people. This one has squalane and ceramides to strengthen your skin's moisture barrier and help with reducing the signs of aging over time. It also has niacinamide, but ultimately, I feel like this moisturizer is a lot of people's go-to because it has a very thick consistency, but it isn't greasy or heavy on the skin. I personally love this one at nighttime as a moisturizer for my oily skin because I wake up and my skin still feels really hydrated and slightly plumper. This is another one I can see people with either dry skin or normal skin using as a moisturizer slash primer right before makeup because it has that really nourishing feel to it. I've recommended this one countless times to people, and I will say that price tag is scary, but at 50% off, I definitely think that this one is gonna go really quick. So I'd recommend setting your alarms and getting this ASAP if you're interested at all in either restocking or trying it out. Okay, and lastly, we have another online only beauty steal, and it is the Living Proof Triple Bond Complex Leave-In Hair Treatment. I've had this one for a long while actually, and I didn't start using it until very recently because I had seen Abby Young talking about how this is like one of her holy grail hair products. So after I got my hair color treated, I pulled it out of my cabinet and I started using it. And so far, I love how it gives my hair like a little bit more structure and shine. It's a leave-in treatment that helps strengthen your hair, which is great if you have damaged or color treated hair like I do now. And I am by no means a hair expert, and I just use what I think looks good and I hope for the best. And this one, I have actually seen a difference in how my hair moves and how it also holds style too. Again, this is quite a small bottle and it is very, very pricey. So I highly recommend getting it with that half off price tag. And this is one that I am personally considering repurchasing myself. Okay, you guys, those were all of my recommendations for the upcoming 21 days of beauty at Ulta. Let me know what you guys plan on picking up, and I hope that this video was helpful for you. I will leave a video here for you that YouTube thinks that you'll be interested in, and until next time, guys, take care. Bye.